Good morning, Ron, and good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, March 25th. Here's what's happening. The Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem is canceling its Palm Sunday procession, citing continued violence in the region as a result of the war with Iran. Traditionally, the procession begins at the Mount of Olives and ends in Jerusalem. Instead, the procession will be replaced by a time of prayer for the city in a location yet to be announced. The Patriarchate also said the Chrism Mass would be postponed until sometime during the Easter season and has called on the faithful to pray a rosary on Saturday for peace and reassurance. Relatedly, the Holy Father is renewing his appeals for a ceasefire in the region. Speaking to reporters outside the residence at Castel Gandolfo, Pope Leo XIV called on world leaders to, quote, work for peace, but not with weapons, with dialogue, truly seeking a solution for everyone. He said, quote, hatred is increasing, violence keeps getting worse. More than 1 million people are isolated, and there are so many dead. We want to pray for peace, but I urge all authorities to truly work through dialogue to resolve problems. Yesterday, the U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments on whether the asylum process starts at a port of entry or when someone sets foot on U.S. soil. The justices meticulously questioned the meaning of someone's arrival into the United States.
And how could it be something different if you arrive at a port of entry versus if you cross the border or you arrive on the other side of the border, the Mexican side of the border, but say cross into Texas or try to cross into Texas where there's not a port of entry?
That's Justice Amy Coney Barrett. The United States Conference of Catholic Bishops filed an amicus curiae brief in the case, arguing that a person has arrived at the U.S. once they reach the port of entry, saying that those unable to cross are left vulnerable and, quote, stranded in encampments on the border while lawfully trying to seek asylum at a port of entry. The NTSB held a briefing yesterday afternoon on the deadly crash at New York's LaGuardia Airport on Sunday night. An Air Canada passenger jet collided with a fire truck on a runway, killing the plane's 2 pilots and injuring more than 40 passengers. During the briefing, NTSB investigator Doug Brazzi said the plane's flight recorders were safely recovered.
The NTSB will convene a cockpit voice recorder group scheduled for tomorrow at the NTSB headquarters in Washington, D.C. to review the accident flight recording and produce a written transcript.
Data from the recorder indicates the jet was going around 100 miles per hour as it plowed into the truck. And this year's NCAA men's basketball tournament is already breaking viewership records. The tournament's opening day games drew an average of 9.8 million viewers across the networks, according to Nielsen. That marks the best opening day on record for the tournament. And that is the news this morning. I'm Matthew Handley. Back we go to Toledo. Here's Ron, Dave, and Pat.